The Electoral College came about as an accident in a deadlocked constitutional convention. The framers really struggled with this. They weren't sure, how do you choose a chief executive in a republic? They didn't have models. The default model in people's minds when they came to Philadelphia was that Congress would elect the president. And several times in the course of the summer of 1787, they had straw votes, and that was the proposition that had the most support. But then it was one of these things where we vote, there would be some support for that. And then a couple of hours later, they'd say, that's really a bad idea because then the president isn't independent of the Congress and is reliant on it, and we need separation of powers. So they'd say, okay, let's talk about it again in a couple of weeks. It kept coming up and up in the course of the summer. They couldn't agree. Finally, they did what any good convention trying to deal with something like this did at the end of the summer, and they were under pressure to finish their work. At the end of the summer, they went on vacation and appointed a committee to deal with this while they were away. George Washington went fishing. And the committee came up with this institution that we call the Electoral College. The Electoral College, if you think about it, is a replica of Congress in the sense that each state has electoral votes or electors equivalent to its members in the House of Representatives and the Senate. So it's a replica of Congress that was supposed to deliberate in each state, the replica of Congress, but which served no other function. So that the idea that it would jeopardize the independence of the executive branch was addressed. By doing it in this way, it also finessed questions about slavery. For example, because the compromises that have been hammered out with respect to representation in a bicameral legislature then were imported to presidential elections. Nobody really thought this was the best idea, to be honest with you. There was, discussion of, it's not the greatest thing, but we can amend the Constitution, and we can change it. Let's give it a try.